Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Krishna chastises a serpent Kalya. Kalya is in the lake connected to Jamuna, Kalindi, and it contaminated all water with a poisonous. This poison is so heavy that the fume of that poisons goes high in the air, and the birds who are flying through, they also die. What to say of the cows and the cowherd boys and Brajbhai? They are not allowed, they cannot drink the water of the Jamuna. See. So of course this is section where Krishna is now in the water. He jumped from the tree, right? It mentioned in the previous verses. Yeah, he jumped from the tree, and then Kalya is saying that Kalya is saying that someone is disturbing. So Kalya came out, and Krishna is coiled. Kalya has coiled around Krishna, little boy. So all the cowherd boys and the cows and the calves and even birds, it's mentioned. Even the cows and calves and birds are crying. They all have. The point is that cows and the calves and the birds, they love Krishna. That's the point. Even they love Krishna. So out of love, when they see their beloved is Krishna is coiled around by the big serpent, and Kalya is not a little serpent; it's a big serpent. They are they are crying, and of course all the cowherd boys around him, they are completely become unconscious. See. And the Nanda Maharaj and Jashoda, and they are not there. They are in Vrindavan. But they see the bad omens. They see the bad omens. They feel the bad omens in the sky. Their left eye is twitching. Usually man has a bad omen when his left eye is twitching, and ladies has a white eye twitching. There's some bad omen. So they are seeing feeling the bad omens in the sky, on the earth, and their body. And that the Balram is not gone there. That's another point. But when Balram hears this, some bad omen thing, Balram is smiling. Why is he smiling? Because that gives the Brajvasis some understanding, some realization that our Krishna is not in a trouble. If Balram had not smiled and Balram just also become become an anxiety. He is also an anxiety. Then he will increase more anxiety in the Brajvasis. This is the Sanatan Goswami is telling about it. See. So now here they have come here. They all are, and they came. How they came? They came by looking at the marks on the lotus feet of Krishna on the way. Now the question might be raised that wait a minute, There are a lot of cows and calves, and everybody's going, walking, and his Krishna's footprints are still there. Yes, it is Krishna's footprints. So cows and calves not gonna walk on his footprints. See how conscious they are. These are all consciousness. These are all consciousness. So they are coming there on the bank of the Jamuna. Now text number 19 and 20 describing how each one is feeling. And this is from these two texts we will learn how individually have the relationship with Krishna and how according to the bhava they are perceiving Krishna. Similarly, we are individual. We have relationship with Krishna. We do, and each of us has a relationship with Krishna, and Krishna will show us his form, his qualities, person according to what bhava we have. We are expressing. So that's what we will see in this case, text number 19 and 20. 20 has no purport, so let's read text 19. It says, Antarrida Bhujaga Bhoga Paritam Arat Krishnam Diriham Upalabhya Jalasayante Gopamsa Mudha Dishanan Parita Pasumsya Sankrandataha Parama Kasmalam Apur Artha Antaha. Anta means within. Hriday the lake, okay. Bhujaga of the serpent. Bhoga within the body. Paritam enveloped. Arat from a distance. Krishnam Lord Krishna. Niriham not moving. Upalabhya seeing. Jala Asraya the body of water. Ante within. Gopan the cowherd boys. Cha and Mudadeshanan unconscious. Paritaha surrounding. Pashun these animals. Cha and Sankrandataha crying out. Param Kasmalam the greatest bewilderment. Apuhu they experience. Artaha being distressed. Translation purport. As they hurried along the path to the bank of the Jamuna river, they saw from a distance that Krishna was in the lake, motionless within the coils of the black serpent. They further saw that the cowherd boys had fallen unconscious, and that the animals were standing on all sides, crying out for Krishna. Seeing all this, the residents of Vrindavan were overwhelmed with anguish and concern. Remember, imagine the situation. All his friends, cowherd boys, they are unconscious, they are lying on the northern side. Purport. In their grief and panic, the residents of Vrindavan tried to find out whether Kalya had forcibly dragged young Krishna from the shore into the water, or whether Krishna had himself jumped from the shore and fallen into the clutches of the snake. They could not understand anything about the situation, and Krishna's cowherd boyfriends, being unconscious, were unable to tell them anything. The cows and calves were crying out for Krishna, and thus the whole situation was overwhelming and created a state of shock and panic among the residents of Vrindavan. Imagine the situation. They are going on the bank of the Jamuna. Krishna is in the water, whole the coil of serpent is around him. Cowherd boys who are lying dead, unconscious. Cows and the calves are crying. And when the Nand Maharaj, Jasoda and all the cowherd boys and the ladies, they are going on the bank of the Jamuna, they don't see anybody. Everybody is just in a shock. So what would happen to them? They were also shocked and panic. That was the situation here. But the Balram is not affected. That's the point. So here Sanatan Goswami is saying in this commentary on text 19, they saw the cowherd unconscious, Mudha Deshanam. What they use, Mudha Deshanam means unconscious. They saw the cowherd was unconscious, scattered all over the bank. Paritaha, Mudha Paritha, surrounding. Means around the Jamuna or surrounding this, they saw them. The lake was little over a yojana in breadth. This lake was there in the Jamuna. It was 1 yojana. 1 yojana means around 8 miles. That long lake. You know. Imagine how serpent must be big. This serpent Kalya must be big. The boys were scattered on the east, south, and west shore, not on the north shore. On the east, south, and the west. East, west, south, not in north side. Boys were scattered. They saw that animals were crying intensely. Sankrandataha. Sankrandataha, what is it? Crying out. All around the lake. They were all around. The animals were all around, but the boys were on the east, west, and the south side, not on north side. Unlimited animals had gathered to see Krishna play. Now the animals remained there crying. The cowherds saw both the unconscious boys and the crying animals. Cha and cha. Here were they used. Cha used 2 times here in this. Pashuscha. Or the first cha indicates all the boys, and the second cha indicates that there were birds crying as well. So this is the love of the Brajavasis. This is we are seeing. See, now next verse we see the gopis. Gopis love is different. Which is gopis love is a madhurya. They are saying in different. Their consciousness is saying different way to see the Krishna. Here the cowherd boys, the Brajvasis, cowherd man and the woman, ladies, and of course Nanda Maharaj Jashoda, their bhava, their seeing Krishna is different. They see the Krishna is different. And Krishna is showing them different too according to our bhava. That's the point. Because for Mother Jasoda and Nanda is their son. For Mother Jasoda and Nanda Maharaj, Krishna, there is no other thing than the Krishna, their son. Mother Jasoda is 24 hours thinking of Krishna. Always. Until he goes to sleep. And she wakes up early and she takes care of everything. She takes care of, get everything ready for Krishna. See. When he comes home, we heard in the previous verses, in previous chapter, when he comes home, right? She bathed them, she dressed them, she cooked nice food for them. She put them lying on the bed. She massages. She sings songs. Put them to rest. And in the morning before Krishna gets up, she gets up and she takes care of bathing him, decorating him, and preparing lunch for him, giving the stick so he can go to herd the cows. And while he is gone, she is always thinking of Krishna to make sure he is safe. Now this day, the Balram had not gone because Krishna wanted to perform his pastimes. See? Why did Balram didn't tell why Balram didn't tell to Mother Jasoda Nanda Maharaj that "Look, don't worry. Why didn't tell? But he's smiling. Why didn't say? He would have said to all the crowd, don't worry. Balram already knew. Balram is saying in the previous verses mentioned. Balram was smiling, and he was not affected by what happened. He should have told, right? Krishna might be right. He should have told. He told Mother Jasoda, don't worry. He didn't say anything. Why? Because Krishna wanted to increase the love of the love. This is the point. On the mundane platform, we don't understand. On the spiritual platform, we understand. Krishna wanted to increase their love, the Brajvasis' love towards him. He wanted to show the people, look at it, how much my parents loves me, how all the Brajvasis loves me. That's what he wanted to show. But smiling of Balram was good enough for them to understand that Krishna is not in that trouble. But when they came here, they saw imagine Krishna is in the lake alone, little boy. He's not like a 25, 30 years man. He's a little boy. And imagine the big serpent. Kalya is not an ordinary serpent, big serpent. This Kalya serpent poison is so powerful, so powerful. That just by the air coming out from that poison, the fume coming from, is killed the birds even who are flying in the sky. Imagine what to say you are near. It is mentioned by Sanatana Goswami that all the trees and grass were burnt. They all were burnt. But why? How come this tree left? The tree, it was Kadamba tree, right? I think it's Kadamba tree.
Yes, Guru.
Yeah, Kadamba tree. How the Kadamba tree didn't die? That was on the bank, sort of the bank of the Jamuna. So different acharyas giving different explanation for that. Some says that when the Garuda was carrying the nectar had dropped on the Kadamba tree. This immortal nectar. See. Some are saying that. But of course, it was ultimately Krishna's errand. Krishna was gonna go on the top of the Kadamba tree, and he was gonna jump. So that Kadamba tree was alive. Now that Kadamba tree at present is not before it used to be. If you go to Kalya Ghat, in the Vrindavan Parikrama, the place is there. Kalya Ghat is there. Is there. But that tree is now. I don't think the tree is now alive there. And that Kalya Ghat, if you go on the Vrindavan Parikrama. So everything else was dead because of the poison. But this tree was still alive. So this is the grief and panic the Rishon Vrindavan are feeling. You see. Now the text number 20 is describing about the gopis. See how the different the gopis' bhava is different. Gopi has surrendered everything to Krishna. Even there, gopis has surrendered to Krishna. Gopis, in the middle of the night when Krishna is playing the flute and Gopi leaves. Please leave everyone. Just go in the dead of night. They have given their mind. What is that? Sunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virhename. The separation of Govinda. One moment it seems to be how many years? Sikshastakam sloka. One moment is like a 12 years. One moment of separation from Krishna is like a 12 years separation of 12 years. Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govind Viran. And that's what is described in text number 20. Gopis. So it says, Gopyonurakta manaso bhagvat tyanantate tyanante tatsaurada hridasmita viloka giraha smarantyah graste hina priyatame vrushadukha taptah sunyam priya vyatihritam dadrushu strilokam. Gopyaha, the cowherd girls, remember, their loving relations is a conjugal. Anurakta manaso means their minds were much attached to him. Bhagavati, the Supreme Godhead, Anante, the unlimited one, his Surya, the loving, Smita, smiling, Viloke, glances, Giraha, and words, Smaranteha, remembering, Graste, being seized, Ahina, by the serpent, Priyatame, their most dear, Bresha, extremely, Dukha, by pain, Taptaha, tormented, Sunyam, empty, Priyavyati hritam, deprived of their darling. Dadrashuhu, they saw Trilokam, all three worlds, entire worlds is like a deprived empty. When the young gopis, transition, whose minds were constantly attached to Krishna, the unlimited Supreme Lord, saw that he was now within the grip of the serpent, they remembered his loving friendship, his smiling glances, and his talks with them. Burning with great sorrow, they saw the entire universe as void. Entire universe as void. And this happens in material world also. In material world, when the lover or when the husband or wife, if something happens to them, they leave the body, what happens? The person who survived, they feel like there is nothing in, isn't it? The thought of there is nothing in the world, there is nothing in the three world for me now. They think like that. See? But that viraha is temporary. After some time you start your daily activities. Yeah, once in a while you can think of it, how he was talking, how he was joking, how he was eating, how he was smiling, how was he, right? They think it's natural. But here is Krishna, eternal. Everything in Krishna consciousness eternal. Sanatan. So here gopis, they are remembering Krishna. Because they see the gopis see that Krishna is, whole serpent, Kalya serpent is coiled around this little boy, our lover. Our lover is coiled. What would they think? They are thinking that they are remembering everything what he did for them. See. Vishwanath, the Srila Sanatan Goswami is writing commentary here on this slok number 20. The general description of everyone's condition has been described. As I said, it describes everyone's condition. He described in the previous verse, described the condition of the cowherd boys and cowherd girls. Cowherd men. Cowherd men and the cowherd ladies, not the gopis. Described. Now here is described the gopis condition is specifically described. This sloka is specifically describing the condition of the gopis. Krishna was full of all powers. Bhagavate. But the word is Bhagavate. Bhagavate means the Supreme Person Godhead, Bhagavati. Hmm? And without destruction, Anante, 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 unlimited. Krishna is Supreme Person of Godhead. He is unlimited. There is no possibility of destruction. Krishna will never be distracted. See? Krishna was full of all powers, Bhagavad Gita, or was inseparable from devotees. He was inseparable. Krishna, what are the four qualities of Krishna? Venu Madhurya, Roop Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, and
Pamadu.
uh, he is always with his devotees. He is inseparable. Roop Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, and he is with the Lila Madhurya, his devotees, all the time. He is inseparable. Krishna is never alone. That's the point. Thus, it was impossible that he could be held by the snake. They never thought of it. That Krishna can be, coiled. But Krishna wants to play. Krishna wants to show his Leela. And we will see, he will dancing. He will jumping from one hood to another hood of the serpent. There are 100 hoods, that's what I have to look at, 100 hoods or something like that, Kalya had. And all the hoods, Krishna will be dancing. And Kalya is so fortunate that Kalya's hoods, there will be lotus feet of Krishna's, footprints of lotus feet. How Kalya is so, Kalya, that is the gopis, his wives will ask, his wives we will read in the future, his wife, what karma this our husband has done that his Lord, your lotus feet footprints are on his hoods. Kalya, serpent are considered to be the most disgusting. Nobody wants to see serpent. Huh? They want to kill serpent. And here is a Kalya serpent on his hoods is the footprints of Krishna. Gopis, his wives are saying, how is that? What karma, what good karma, what he has done good? What the serpent is going to do good in their life? What does serpent do good in their life? This is bite. Person who gives the milk, the person who bite them. So what he has done good here? So when they see this, but by his will he was trapped. Here says Sanatana Goswami, but by his will he was trapped in the snake's coil. It was his Krishna's desire. Krishna's desire to increase the love of the gopis and love of the Brajvasis towards him. To show, look at how they are so affected seeing me. The gopis were extremely afflicted with grief at this time because of their nature. They were constantly filled with prema for him. For gopis, Krishna's prem was so. That was his madhurya, Sringaras. And that's why Lord Chaitanya says, Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virhena Me. In the mood of Radharani. He alone was most dear by his nature. Atma, here is Sanatana, he said, Atma is dear, Paramatma is dearer, and Krishna is the dearest of all because of his particular qualities. Interesting, isn't it? Atma is dear, Paramatma is dearer, but Krishna is the most dearest. Because of his particular qualities. Thus, because of their great prema for him, they did not recognize his great powers. Because of the love, they could not, Because of their love, they could not realize that Krishna is powerful. Krishna has killed so many demons. What is serpent for them, for him? But because of their love, they are in anxiety. It's like Mother Jashoda. I mean, it's like Jan Devaki. Remember Devaki, before Krishna appeared in the prison house, the Krishna had first appeared in the form of a what? Before he was baby form, what was he was? He was Narayan. He was in four-handed form. Krishna, Narayan. Why Devaki was still afraid? If the Narayan is standing in front of her, does she have to worry about anything? Does she worry about Kamsa? Does she have to worry about Kamsa, that Kamsa is gonna kill? Huh? No. But because of their so much love, she's so afraid that she's telling Narayan, you just become a little baby now, and let the Vasudev carry you, not in prison. I don't want you. I don't want you to be in the prison house. Let Vasudev carry you to Gokul. Imagine, because of love. The same thing is here. Krishna is powerful. They know, but they have so much love for him that they are in anxiety. Hmm? They could not recognize his power because of him. That is the significance of using the word Priyatama. Priyatama, the word is used Priyatama in this shloka. Right? Where is the word? Krishna matram anupravishtam vyada tataha.
20 में नंबर 20
Huh?
20 में
20, yeah, 20. Priyatama is used the word.
रस्ते हीना प्रियतमे
Yeah, Priya Vyatiritam. Priyatama. Grastehina Priyatama. Right. And Priyatama is translated here, Priyatama, their most dear. For the Gopis, Krishna is the most dear personality. That was in Priyatama. Or Krishna was most beautiful Bhagavan with unlimited qualities. He was very dear to some, but most dear to the gopis because their minds were constantly attracted to him. Anurakta manasaha. Anurakta manasaha. Another word uses Anurakta manasaha. Is word used here. Yeah, first one. Anurakta manasa. Gopyo Anurakta manasa means their minds were attached to him. Remember, gopis, when Krishna is out, go for herding the cows, and the whole day they are feeling separation of Krishna. Right? He was very dear to some. Okay. Now when he appeared to be caught, completely surrounded by the snake's coils, they remembered his words, glances, and smile arising from his prema. So, Sauradaha. What is Sauradaha? Tata Sauradaha. Tata Sauradaha is used. Loving. And became overcome with intense grief. They saw that the universe was completely taken away by him. Priya Vyatiritam. Means they felt completely that universe is void. There is nothing to live for. How much love they have for Krishna. If you have one drop of love, what Gopi's love has, one drop of love is Gopi's love. If we have, our life is successful. They saw that when the universe lost its memory, become deaf and blind. Another version has Priya Vyatikritam. The universe was devastated because of the condition of their dear one. Sridhar Swami says the meaning is the universe was separated from their dear one. Thus the gopis saw the world to be vacant. Because of the intensity of grief, they consider the world to be like the world to be like themselves. Thus everything took on the form of grief for their beloved. And people do that. People feel like that, right? When someone left the body in the family, and the lover is so distant. The lover think everything. Manyate jagat. Whatever you have in mind, that's what you see outside. You see according to what your mind is, where your mind is. Interesting, isn't it? You are in the grip, so you also have a whole world. You look like a whole world is like in the grip. So gopis were thinking like that. That this universe is void, is nothing in it. Universe is everything is everything in universe is filled with intensity of grief. This is the prema of the gopis is showing in this text. Now they're going to Balram is going to stop them. Then the Jashoda will want to jump. Balram will stop all the cowherd boys. That will be coming next. Kalya. We'll talk about who Kalya was in the previous life next time. Or how he took a birth and come as a Kalya. He was just one of the saint fighting. There were two, one saint. Anyhow, we'll talk it next time. Okay? Any questions? Any comments? Anything?
डिसाइबल में इसमें परपोर्ट नहीं डाल दिया वही सोच रहा था
Hmm?
वो परपोर्ट नहीं डाल दिया ना 20 में अच्छे श्लोक लग रहा था
Hmm.
ठीक है हरे कृष्ण प्रभु